What will it be like to face McDavid tomorrow?
It's going to be fun, I think. I hope. You know, you never know, right? So um, he's not the only one, but he's obviously a top player in the league, and if not, well, in my opinion, the top player. Um, and he's an unbelievable hockey player, so I'm sure he'll be fired up trying to do his best, and we'll try to do the same.
Any communication with him since you guys have been here? Is there radio silence? Kind of friendships off?
No, we flew here together, and then it's handshake and good luck, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Do you feel like, having seen him up close, you have any sort of inside information or it'll help you at all in any way?
No, not really. I told somebody earlier here. I think he's so good at taking what you give him. So there's no real script. How do you play defense against him? He's so good, so dynamic, so explosive. You just got to make sure you're on your toes and do your best. That try to not get into foot races and stuff. That's usually not going to end well. So he's a hell of a player, but they got 22 of those kind of players on their roster, and so does most of these teams. So it's best on best. It's amazing. It's so much fun. So hopefully we can be a good team out there and get a good start.
What sort of impact do you think William Nylander can make?
Oh, I've seen him now a couple practices, and you can tell why he's one of the top goal scorers in the league. He's got an unbelievable shot. So I'm excited to see what he can do and bring to our team. And obviously he's a big piece, so we're going to lean a lot on him.
It's early days yet for you guys here, but William doesn't wear a letter in Toronto. He's wearing a letter here. Like, what sort of leadership qualities do you see that he can bring to the table for you guys?
Yeah, I think he doesn't get enough credit for it. I think he's a player that he leads by example. He plays hard out there. He scores a lot of big goals. He wants to be the guy, and on our team in Toronto, I'm sure as well. Like he is a top guy. So I've enjoyed having spent some hours here with him and talked to him, and you can tell that I mean, last time I played with him with some world championships, but it was years ago. So he's grown a lot, and I think he's maturing in a great way and becoming a leader.
As a guy or as a player, or both? Like his maturation?
Both, I would say. I think because I mean, he's one of those guys. He gets a lot of, like, somehow he reads and sniffs out those breakaways, and sometimes that can be good, but sometimes you can also lose the guy in the defensive zone. But I think he's getting better at least I don't watch Toronto every day, but from what I've seen, his I guess evaluation of the situation has become more solid, and you see it in the numbers. But also as a guy, obviously, and he's getting older, getting some games under his belt, and you can tell he's very comfortable. Thank you.
Team's journey, national team's journey. The Olympics are about a year away. Does that weigh on you at all? Do you think about the opportunity that could come at time?
It doesn't weigh on me at all. I think it's a bonus, and that's the way I look at it. Sweden's a big hockey country. We do produce a lot of players. So just to be on this team I'm 35 in 3 months, so I'm pretty happy, and I'm trying to enjoy every moment I get. As you said, there's an Olympics next year, but I'm not trying to look it too far ahead. Just trying to do my job here, do my job in Edmonton, and usually when you do, good things happen. And these are, I guess, some receipts for the stuff that you do with your team at home, and hopefully I can keep the standard up to be able to be in the Olympics next year.
Is there a sense that this is a kind of tune-up for something like that? Is there a sort of chatter?
I don't think there's chatter, but I was part of the World Cup in Toronto, and that was a fun tournament. It was great, but it was kind of, there was nothing, what's next? Here it's pretty clear, like, next year's Olympics, and it's go time, right? Like, not saying that this tournament isn't either. It's for sure going to be, but next year you might be playing for a gold medal. So I think that's great. I think it raises the intensity and the urgency of wanting to win and wanting to obviously show your national team coaches and everyone that you belong.
A lot against Kasper in the last few years. I know he's not having the best season of his career so far, but how important is he for the success of your team?
Huge. I mean, you look at we talked about Nylander, we're talking about Elias, we're talking about Bratt and Raymond, these guys, like, we don't have, as Canada, have maybe 12 first liners really on their team. We have some guys that are true stars, and we're going to lean on him, and Elias is one of them. I think he's, again, I've played against him, but I've not. I mean, I don't look at, or I don't watch Vancouver regularly, so just to get a couple of practices with him, and he seems to, I mean, he's got that skill, that X factor that you need in a tournament like this, and that's the good part about this tournament is kind of like a reset. So like it doesn't really matter what have happened to date. Hopefully he can just shake that off and go from here, and maybe this is what kickstarts his season and the rest of it. So that's what we're hoping for, and I know he has it in him.
Talk about David. Just curious about another teammate and try side. It's not this kind of game, the impact that he has on the ice. How much can he have gone to a tournament like this, do you think? Best and best competition?
Well, in my opinion, I think he's the best player in the league this year. So that tells you a lot. He's been unbelievable for us. He's got 40 goals. It's crazy at this point. So I'm happy to see him get a break. Hopefully come back rested, come back excited for the push. But yeah, he's a star in this league. He's a top 5 player, if not more. So he's missed at these kind of events. This is where we want to showcase the best talent we have, and he's certainly up there.
Does he wish you luck for something like this, or just kind of stay back?
What's that?
Does he wish you luck for something like this?
Oh yeah, I mean before you leave, you say good luck and whatever. But yeah, we would love to take him if we could.
You think he's going to be watching?
I don't think he's going to be watching, but good for him here in his break. And if I was in Mexico or whatever, I wouldn't watch either. So.
Mattias, day 2 of practices today, so I'm just kind of wondering what the general vibe of the team is, but also how you guys go about making sure that you have that chemistry there and you're ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a special thing. Like you have 2 practices, and like first practice was maybe a little bit more 5-on-5. Today was a little bit more power play and stuff, but you're trying to set some sort of organization, some sort of systems, and it's hard. I'm sure it's not going to be perfect hockey. I'm sure it's going to be a high pace. So it's about limiting mistakes and just get off to a good start. And now we've had our practices, and I think for now we're feeling good, but we'll see how we feel after tomorrow night.
Do you think it makes a difference, the level of skill that's on this team, and everyone's on the same page in terms of obviously what the main goal is to beat teams? Do you build that chemistry quickly, like you guys kind of understand, we're all here for a reason?
Yeah, and I think Swedish, I guess people from Sweden or players, like we're pretty good at adjusting. We're pretty good with, okay, this is my role, now I'm going to do that. It's to the best extent. There's not going to be any moping around if you're not on the first power play or whatever. So hopefully that's a strength for us where we can find it early and just run with it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, to play Canada in Canada right away, it's going to be, I'm sure, a great atmosphere and a memory for life. But at the same time, it's a hockey game, and we obviously want to win.
I know there's been lots of talk about Canada's power play, and especially that top unit and how dynamite they are. How do you guys go about limiting that, and what you can use as penalty kill to your advantage in a way?
Yeah, stay out of the box for first. Don't give them too many opportunities, but when we do, I agree with you. There's some firepower on it for sure. There's some of the best players in the world, but there's only one puck out there. Hopefully we can limit their looks, limit their time in the zone. But obviously we know that they're a real unit, and we're going to have to be careful with them.
I know that you and your family have been very vocal about how much you love now playing in Edmonton, being in Canada, and some similarities between Canada and Sweden. So I wonder, is it extra special the fact that this tournament is happening, starting here in Montreal, representing Sweden, kind of, that mix in a way?
Yeah, it's really cool actually, and my wife's flying in today and going to be here supporting it. And we love we have loved our time in Edmonton. We're hoping to stay many years, and again, as you said, there's similarities. This is probably the weather you can find in Sweden right now, so just kind of makes you feel at home a little bit more. And yeah, we're really enjoying it.